So I'm David, it's David Murray, and I'm from Victoria. Interestingly enough, I was just going for a walk. I've got an elderly father that lives in Sale as well, in East Gippsland here, and we were walking along a street, and he said he'd seen this shed, shade shed is what it was, and he said, hey, let's have a look at this. He wanted to point it out to me, as he thought it was something I could use to keep the weather off my cars in my circumstance. And we actually went to this street, and the bloke was out the front washing his car that had it, and so we could talk to him about the shade shed that he had, and it was one of yours. Looked up, Transportable Shade Sheds, and there was your website, and I thought, well, I'll get a quote. Arnie replied and said she'd received my request for a quote, and I was pretty impressed, thinking, well, that was probably only about sort of half an hour after I requested the quote. They said they'd received it and we're going to work on it, and before I went home that day I already had the quote. This is all only it's only a few days after actually seeing the other shade shed in the neighbourhood. I made contact with you, I'd got a quote, I'd made sure it fitted, and I said I'd like to go ahead with it. And from start to finish, it was about 4 weeks from the time I actually looked you up on the website. So it must have been only about 4 weeks, about a month, and I had it delivered. Yeah, Dad's 86 years of age, and he's fit and healthy for his age, but just me and an 86-year-old put it up over 3 or 4 days, and it was only working sort of 3 hours a day. So it probably took somewhere around 10-12 hours in total. Really good, once again, interaction between myself and Tani. When I was ordering it, she said, because mine's 30 foot long, it's 10 metres or something, isn't it? Myself, when she asked me, she said, would you like the cladding in one length? And I thought, oh, that's going to be hard for Dad and I to lift something that long up, And I said to her, can I have it in 2 lengths and do a join? And she said, of course you can. So there was no extra charge for doing that, and I did choose the 2 lengths, which made it easy for Dad and I to lift up, because